One Piece 1128. Saturn is entering the fray and apparently comes face to face with one of the Straw Hats.
I'm excited to see it.
This should be interesting.
A little scared, but also excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we are Billion Beri. I don't have anything else to say. Let's just get into this.
Saturn.
There's a lot of explosions happening. I'm not sure she's going to hear you right now.
Right.
But Sanji's Simp Radar.
Super Lady Finder.
Lady Observation Hockey.
I was going to say, oh my gosh, she's using Observation Hockey.
Each one, all of them.
All the ladies.
He's like, Observation Hottie. Where is she?
Lady Dar.
Lady Dar.
They're not your dad.
Oh, the shell? The clamshell mace polearm thing?
Oh, that's a good way to make your power ranged.
Yeah.
What the? Turned him to Brook.
Yeah. Yo ho ho ho.
Wait.
Tell me, do you get a kick out of near-death experiences?
No.
Did
Genjutsu?
Did it just make you feel that way?
Illusion?
Huh.
I don't understand the reaches of her power yet.
Yeah, that's a side of her power I don't think we've seen yet.
Wait.
Oh. Hacked him?
Ah.
Oh, jeez.
Oi.
A drive human?
And this will be where Sanji comes in with a kick. It's not your dad.
Oh.
Woo! Nick of time. Thank you, Lady Dar.
That's right.
But that's not him. Hop in!
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Meanwhile, in his bubble of solitude.
Heading to an early grave?
Robin got really hurt.
Yeah.
I think she's about to make a meal out of somebody. Don't worry about me. I'm just gonna drink some blood over here.
Kaku. You know, I've got a craving. I'm a little hungry. You want a little giraffe tonight?
Yeah, I think giraffe tastes great.
30 years old. Perfectly aged.
Alright, everything's going just a little too well.
I know, right? Well, I guess I'm done relaxing. Boy. Such an unserious sound for a serious fight.
Yeah. The uninterested versus the goofball.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like they know what Saturn can do.
No. I don't even think they know that he's here yet.
Yeah, I don't think they do. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Oh boy, this is quite the build-up.
It is. It was one of the most ominous stand-ups in anime.
That was worse than waiting for a cat to nudge it. Oh boy. Whoa. Complete calm. Keep moving.
Unearthly presence. Is our theory about them being aliens correct?
No. Ancient alien
Aliens.
astronaut.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Is he the storm itself?
I don't know, yeah.
He could order them around the whole time?
Well, they have to be able to hear you directly. But now he's like taken on the whole presence of the sky, it seems. So
Why didn't he just do that?
I don't know, but he's got a booming voice that is just reaching the whole island, it looks like. Interesting too. He didn't turn them back around on people. He just said stand down.
俺たちの意見順位を超えるのはフォロー戦しか
Ew, is he a spider? Even they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Wow, and Saturn really doesn't care about them.
Is he like Elder number 5? Is that why the pentagram has a 5 on it? Well, I mean, I guess a pentagram is 5 sides, right? But... So get off!
GTFO!
Oh,
Wow. They're not even allowed to see him.
Well, he's got green flame, pentagrams. He's certainly seeming like a demon fruit model spider or something.
Bonnie seems to
She
know.
knows.
Yeah, maybe he is the 5th elder.
Is he like summoning himself?
I think so. Ew. He looks too much like a spider. Whoa.
Oh, and he's awakened, of course.
Oh god. He really looks like a demon, yeah.
Yeah. He reminds me of the Asmodeus, maybe, from Diablo 3.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, if you're
Dang,
there,
he's
you're
big.
dead. Huh. Ooh.
うわー待て
Can we count on you, Luffy?
Oh, there we go. Star gun, huh? Oh.
Wow. Oh, God.
Say something! Look! Stars!
Whoa, look at all that hockey that went through.
Oh, see? Yep. He's like, oh crap, it's Nika.
Oh, and there it goes.
Oh, great.
サターン星か
いかにも
What does Bonnie know? The memories.
私を命令したのだベガパンク
Oh God, suicide.
Or she's just running like hell.
絶対に許さん
Oh, no.
しかしそれでは
She's in autopilot right now.
He let that happen. God, look how beautifully
know.
drawn that was.
Crazy.
Ugh. Okay. We
Okay.
agreed not to watch the previews for you guys anymore.
Episode over.
Oof. So that was a huge wind-up. Not as much payoff as I was hoping
We
for.
haven't gotten
but
the
some
pitch yet.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was the wind up, no pitch yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next episode is bound to be a little cray-cray, I'm guessing.
A little crazy. We stopped watching the previews. We had watched all the way up to 1188 or 1088 ourselves before we started our channel. And we used to just watch the previews kind of automatically.
Yep. Just something we always did.
But now that we're a React channel, we thought, and we got called out last week for watching the preview and seeing the pentagram. And we were like, yeah, duh, why are we watching the preview still?
Yeah, it does kind of make it not our first reaction if we see a preview.
Yeah.
So, no more of that.
No more of that, so we'll slowly die inside now.
Yes.
But, wow, okay, so not a lot happened, but a lot happened.
Yeah, it was... Unfortunately, they had to, check in here, check in there, check in here, there. Like, the whole episode was just around and around we go. Check in. All the while, Saturn actually made a move. So.
Yeah. So we had the... How would you put it? The highly movable object versus the uninterested force, I guess you could say, because Luffy and Kizaru are basically just friendly sparring in a way. Like
neither one of them is gonna make enough headway there.
Yeah, neither seems to really want to be there.
Well,
I don't think Luffy sees Kizaru as a nefarious threat. Like, he's not treating him as one.
It seemed like, from what Luffy said, he's actually just trying to stall Kizaru.
Yeah.
So that Vegapunk can get away. And therefore, his goal was to waste as much of Kizaru's time as he could.
Yeah.
Whereas Kizaru was actively trying to go around Luffy to get his mission done. And he's like, would you get out of my way? But, yeah, I don't think Kizaru has a huge interest in, necessarily killing Luffy and the Straw Hats, because his mission is to go after Vegapunk, so yeah, I think he's just tunnel vision for his mission, and whatever else gets in the way, gets in the way.
Yeah, I mean, other than holding Usopp by the mouth and demanding answers, he hasn't really gone after the Straw Hats at all, really.
And I mean, he could have killed Usopp right there, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So, he's not bloodthirsty.
No. But we saw the introduction of Stargun.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I may have to watch that scene again, because it looks like he used a Gear 3rd style punch, which Kizaru dodged.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like he shrunk it back down to normal hand and whipped it backwards again.
Yeah, but it looked like the same technique he uses to pump for Gear 2nd. To begin, like when his body goes, and it goes down and up, and he kind of pumps his blood through his body real fast.
Yeah,
it looked like he had a Gear 3rd hand, and it went out, and then it kind of stretched, pumped, and came back in and got skinny. So it was like he concentrated the force that he built, and as he was bringing it back.
Yeah. And then he did the same thing that he did to Kaido and to Lucci, just punching right through the face.
Yeah. Gotta love how Kizaru was, once again, unworried, just, oh!
Yeah, half of his face is way over here, and he's like, well, this is a problem.
Yeah. He just cannot be bothered. Cannot be bothered.
But that's the first time that Luffy's really connected with Kizaru.
But did he? Because he's in Kizaru's head, and Kizaru doesn't seem to be feeling the damage. He seems to be kind of phasing out of solid form,
Yeah,
so
but
it's like, did he actually land a hit? I don't know that he did.
I think he did, because otherwise he would have just gone right through his head and he would have dispersed into light. The fact that he rubberized his face and then threw him into the building, I think he actually connected this time. Just like he did to
But then
Kaido.
wouldn't he have just murdered Kizaru because he put his fist through his head?
Well, no, because he's Gear 5, he rubberizes everybody he fights too. He did the same thing to Kaido. He went like 5 feet behind Kaido with a fist.
Okay.
And then you could see the hockey go, and then he punched him. He did the same thing to Kizaru, or to Lucci, I mean.
Okay, maybe that's how they keep Luffy from being an accidental murderer.
Yeah. So that just seems to be how his punches go in Gear 5th. He punches through his opponent, and then using hockey, he just rocket launches them into
Could you imagine being the opponent and suddenly you're turned to rubber by a punch? You're like, whoa, what's happening to me?
I mean, that's what Kaido did.
And I think that's what Kizaru just did.
When he ate Luffy and Luffy exploded into a balloon, he's like, what the heck? Why is this happening to me? I'm not made of rubber.
You are now.
Uh-huh. So, yeah.
Looney Tunes.
Looney
always.
Tunes. Meanwhile, the simp that can't be stopped, Sanji, with his Lady Dar, as he calls it.
And yet, it's so perfectly fitting. I love, though, like, there was a controversy that happened with Sanji because he's so lady crazy and everything. People were trying to claim, like, ugh, that's gross or whatever. But they took a poll in Japan, and everybody loves Sanji and does not want anything to change about him. So I hope they don't change our beloved little simp. Like, he needs to stay lady crazy. He just does.
Yeah, they went too heavy on it. Like Fishman, he was really annoying in Fishman.
Well, there was a reason for that.
I know, all the mermaids and such, but for a while they like cranked it up to 12. As long as they keep it like 8 or 9, he's funny and he's fine. But for a while, I was starting to really not like him.
Looking at young girls, like that's where it starts getting a little on the creepy side. Not so fun and playful. More like, ew, Sanji, stop.
Well, if what we're finding out is true, he's gonna be really disappointed when he finds out that.
But she's an adult right now. Her form is an adult, so he doesn't know. He can't be blamed for that. She looks like a fully grown
No,
woman.
I know. I just mean once he finds out.
Yeah.
If he's going to feel like...
I hope he has a little bit of a crisis, like, oh my.
Yeah.
But then again, he has looked at young Nami and said, I can't wait to watch you grow up. Like, ew, 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 ew. Those are things they could do without. But...
You know what's funny, though, is his Lady Dar. It reminds me of... X2, when Xavier is using Cerebro to find all the humans or find all the mutants.
Yeah.
Like, all of humankind and mutant kind can be found, and he's like singling out a certain group. So like his observation hockey is like woman, 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 man, don't care about him. Woman, 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 woman. There she is.
Well, this is just an evolution of what he used on Fishman Island. Remember, he had like the target reticle, lady.
Yep.
Lady.
I need lady. But that's a pretty advanced form of observation hockey if that's what he's doing.
Yeah, if he can even filter it.
He can filter it. Yeah, he can filter by women.
By lady.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would say for any reason, doesn't matter the reason, Sanji has gotten much stronger. And it's nice to actually get to see a little bit of it.
Him and Rayleigh just going to a new island, and Rayleigh's like, I sense 677 life forms on this island, and Sanji's like, yeah, but only 14 are women.
No, if it was a wilderness island or whatever, it'd be animals. So he'd be like, what do you mean there are life forms here?
There are no life forms.
Yeah.
I don't detect anything.
There are no ladies.
Yeah. And then Saturn.
Creepy. Ugh, spider.
Saturn taking 70% of the episode to stand up take about 5 steps, start vibrating everything,
And then teleport.
and then teleporting by way of like summoning himself.
Yeah.
That was kind of
He
interesting.
still looks like a demon to me. So I'm still in my thoughts of maybe they're all just demon types,
Yeah.
or something of a devil fruit, you know?
You know, it'd be interesting if the namesake of devil fruit. I think we've talked about this kind of before. Like,
did.
I wonder if Emu and the elders devised the devil fruits because they themselves are devils.
Yeah.
And then everybody else's devil fruits were derived by their earnest wish to get strong enough to combat them, as Vegapunk was talking about. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
all the fruits were like people's wishes to become something else.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting. And then whoever the original Joy Boy was just, he wanted to fight back so much, but he knew you fight darkness with light. And so he became the goofball that made everybody smile.
Maybe. It doesn't explain one thing, though.
What?
Why Sanji never got that invisibility fruit. If he really desired that fruit. He wanted that one. It never came to him.
But certain evils should never come to pass. Because
Well,
no woman would be safe if he had the invisible fruit.
I know, he'd be worse than Absalom.
Yeah. At least Absalom stayed on his ship or whatever, but Sanji would just never be seen again. You would just see like weird blood spray
Everywhere.
everywhere in like women's bathrooms and
Yeah.
and stuff.
The ladies' bath and
Like,
all
we don't
that.
see any sign that anybody was here, but there's like a blood splatter all over the wall. I don't understand what's going on here. So they'd trace his DNA, they'd figure out who it was.
Yep. They'd know who it was. They just wouldn't be able to understand what happened.
They wouldn't be able to find him. Although I guess I would imagine if your observation hockey is good enough, you'd be able to see through it.
Probably.
So, yeah, but Saturn was interesting because it looked like at one moment he was in like spider form and like rushing really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pentagram started forming and he like formulated himself through it. So like at first he was running towards the island, it looked like, or was on the island and running towards them. And then the next minute
I thought he like became the storm around.
he did,
everybody.
but we saw a moment and you were like, oh God, is he a spider?
Yeah.
And then he bubbled up through the pentagram. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly
Bit of a
what.
weird timeline there.
Yeah, not sure exactly what happened there, but Bonnie sure seems to know who Saturn is, and it seems to really link back to Kuma hardcore.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ultimately the one, because it said something about like he's the elder in charge of science or whatever. So maybe he's the one who devised
He
the whole.
seems to be the one that probably directly supervised Vegapunk
Yeah.
and all of Vegapunk's experiments. And you heard his voice specifically saying, I thought I told you to wipe all his will and emotion.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't.
And I wonder if we're going to find out that they said, hey, Kuma, your power is pretty strong, and we'd like to combine it with Kizaru's light power
Yeah.
and turn you into a weapon. Oh, and by the way, if you don't volunteer, then we're going to kill Bonnie.
Yeah, maybe.
Or something like that.
It doesn't seem like Vegapunk would do that. Like,
No, but
they probably made those threats directly to Kuma and not in front of Vegapunk, and then Vegapunk just agreed to do his science, because that's what he does, thinking that Kuma was volunteering or something.
yeah, but it feels like Vegapunk facilitated it, but with a failsafe to revert.
Yeah.
Like, I'm guessing that big paw that he's holding in his lab
I mean, it's all his memories and everything.
is a means to revert Kuma back to Kuma.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Full Kuma.
Full Kuma.
He left some Kuma in there.
Yeah.
That is clear.
Yeah. So that would be interesting if Kuma got all of his memories back and was now back to his old self. He's got the paw power and he's got Pacifista cyborg powers. Like, he'd be pretty strong at that point.
Yeah. Especially if Vegapunk can get his hands on him again and upgrade him some more.
Yeah.
That way he's all fixed up and no longer busted and broken and nearly dead.
Yeah. But we see Bonnie stab Saturn at the end, and Saturn didn't even flinch and or
Nah, he
try
let
to
it
dodge
happen.
it. He just let it.
He didn't
Like,
care.
I almost wager that in the next episode we'll see that he let it happen just so that she would be close enough that he could take her out.
If not
If
take
that's
her
the
out,
goal.
then it might just be that he really doesn't care about her. She's nothing but the buzzing of a fly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do whatever you want. You won't harm me in the slightest.
Yeah.
All that blood you saw, that was the equivalent of him getting a paper cut, probably.
Yep. So I wonder, yeah. I feel like the theory that Emu is like the Lord Demon, like the devil, the
Mhm.
devil fruit. And that the 5 elders are basically like the demon generals and or abstractions of Emu as separate demon forms.
Yeah. Because like
I
you
feel like
said,
that's coming-
his form is reminiscent of like Diablo Asmodeus.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if that's the name of it or not, but there was a spider-like.
Or was it? It's not Bale, right?
No, Bale is one of the 3 primes. This guy was a general who was trying to take over Sanctuary under the nose of the 3 primes so that he could lead.
Yeah. And he had a very similar look to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the Act 3 boss.
Yeah.
I'll have to pull him up or something. I don't remember his exact name, but
I mean-
Asmodon.
Asmodon. Yeah, that's right. Asmodon.
サターン星か。
いかにも。
Ding.
We used to have a friend online that we gamed with. His name was
Asmodeus.
yeah,
Thing.
Asmodee.
Yeah.
And my brain just automatically goes
Was
to that.
conflating the two. Yeah. Huh. Well, we've now seen an elder summoned into action.
Yeah,
Hasn't
that
really
was
done much
quite
of
the
anything yet.
landfall he made.
Yeah. But it was cool with all the green flame, the purple, the stormy clouds, like
Oh, it was a spectacle for
this
sure.
this guy's like darkness incarnate. So,
I feel bad for all those Marines, though. They're gone. You're not even allowed to bear witness to him.
yeah, that's interesting. Like even just gazing upon him if you're not a certain rank probably just means you're dead. Just gone.
Yeah. And I think it's because they have to keep all the information about themselves under wraps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they themselves need to maintain like a void profile.
Yep.
No one can know. I mean, because just imagine the morale of the entire Marines
Yeah.
if they found out that the ones
We
who
follow a
ultimately
demon.
lead them are like demonic evil entities that kill at will.
Right?
Like,
I don't
where's the
think people
justice
would
in that?
think that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need the commanders of the Navy to or the Marines to like maintain the facade that they're actually fighting for justice and not just serving these people.
Yep.
So yeah, crazy though that like yeah you're not even allowed to gaze upon them.
Like I said, they really should have taken their PTO the week before.
Excuse me, senor. I asked for Mai Tai, and they brought me a pina colada, and I said no salt. No salt.
Then they wouldn't be there.
Pretty much. But yeah, other than that, I don't think too much happened.
No.
Zoro and Lucci still just fighting it out.
Yeah, they just sort of checked in on that, and that was about it.
Lucci talking trash despite the fact that he's struggling against the Straw Hats number 2 now.
Well, it could be that Lucci actually knows about Saturn. Like, the power of Saturn. So, Lucci may not have been talking about himself.
Yeah,
He may have been talking about Saturn.
that's true.
Like, you guys are toast and you don't even know it. You know, that kind of talk.
Yeah, But even still, he never got to see Luffy as serious Gear 5. So he doesn't even know to what extent how powerful they are yet.
Yeah, he's certainly making some assumptions, but he probably feels that the Elders are the most powerful force on Earth, so...
Yeah. Well...
And he may
Nika,
even have some kind of first-hand knowledge of it.
True.
I don't know how much, though, because if he sees too much, they'd probably kill him, too.
Maybe. I mean, he's pretty high up.
He is, but...
I don't know
I don't know if
CP0
anyone
ranks.
gets to see their demonic forms.
Well, it said anybody Commodore or...
Oh, Commodore
or higher, so...
What rank is Commodore?
I mean, that's...
I don't know that one. Vice Admiral and Admiral. Where's Commodore? Is that above Admiral? Because,
I don't know.
I know Kizaru seems to know about Saturn. At least he knows a lot about him. Enough to...
Oh, isn't a Commodore like a multi-ship captain or something like that? Like, commands multiple ships at once, like a fleet captain or something?
I am not sure.
So I don't know where Commodore, and unfortunately I was never in the
I don't
military,
know
so
naval ranking.
I don't know the ranks and stuff. So you guys can help us out in the comments. Where does Commodore sit between like Vice Admiral and Admiral? Like where in relation to them is that?
Yeah.
Because if it's Vice Admiral and higher, then that would make sense.
Yeah. But even Vice Admiral seems a little bit low on the totem
so maybe
pole,
Admiral.
But
yeah. So I don't know. But if it were Vice Admiral, or if it were Admiral and above,
yeah, that I would
then
buy.
only Kizaru is allowed to live. Everybody else needs to die, apparently.
Pretty much.
So, I don't know.
We'll see. Like we'll have to investigate that a little bit.
Yeah, but right now it's got to be the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, whatever you do, keep your eyes shut.
Yeah,
Don't
look at nothing.
Yes, if you have to look at the terrain ahead of you as he's behind you and you're running away. Do not look
Even
back.
then, I don't think he would allow it
Probably
because
liability. Yeah.
you saw too much.
They knew too much. We know too much.
So you saw the storm. You saw the lightning. Maybe you saw the pentagram. Like, too much.
It's all over now. Yep. Well, next week should be interesting. If only there was a preview for us to watch so we could see what's ahead.
Yeah. We'll live.
Yeah. I'm on vacation right now, so we've got some One Piece product coming soon. We're playing Expedition 33, which is an awesome game so far.
Yeah.
So we got things to keep us busy, but I'm gonna be thinking
in the
about
back
this
of the
episode.
mind the whole week.
I know. It's like, oh, what's coming next? What's coming next? What's the name of the next episode? So
Yeah,
we even have
we
a
don't
clue.
know anything now.
Yeah, I feel like we're totally in the dark now, and
I guess that's how it should be.
it's fun,
You're
but
right.
it's not fun. Yep.
But if you enjoyed this little conversation with us and you want to see us next week react with no preview, make sure you hit the like button and smash the subscribe button so that you know when we post it.
That's right. And if you want to see us grow and help us out, we have a graphic right here. Shows a couple different ways you can support us. We've got a merch shop. We've got a bunch of affiliate links. We've got TCGPlayer, eBay, Amazon, Shipping Shield. If you sell TCG cards, it's a really good way to ship those out.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking through those links and making a purchase that you were planning to make anyway doesn't cost you a thing, but it gives us a little kickback. So helps
and
us
we love
grow.
you for it.
That's right.
Thank you so much for all of your support.
Mm-hmm. We also have a Discord server. It is small but mighty at the moment.
Yeah.
If you're into the TCG, it's been really useful because we all help each other out find when product becomes available on various websites like Hot Topic and Box Lunch and things like that, or if they've been restocked in stores like Target. So
yeah,
if you're into
We've
the
actually gotten
TCG,
some good stuff.
Yep. If you're into the TCG, you know that it's not always easy to find product out in the wild, so it's been really helpful. And we like to talk about the anime and other good stuff. So come join us and hang out. But other than that, I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we are Billion Beri, and if you'd like to see more reactions, you can check them out right here. And if you'd like to see our AMV called Hero with an asterisk, you can check it out over there. See you next time.
Bye, guys.